Have you ever wondered if there are invisible strength around us, which may be affecting our lives in ways we haven't even imagined? The most curious thing is that these energies are all the time in motion, often subtly, but with a profound impact on our health, our happiness, our finances, and even our relationships. And what scares most is the fact that we often do not even realize that we are being spiritually attacked until the effects become irreparable. Imagine for a moment that you wake up every day feeling a weight on your chest, as if you were carrying the world on your back, unsure why. Situations in your life always seem to go wrong. Everything you try to accomplish seems to bump into an impenetrable obstacle. Fights, discussions, financial losses, the feeling that it is being constantly tested by something beyond its control. You start looking for answers in wrong places: doctors, therapies, medicines. But what if what you are facing is not a physical but spiritual cause? This is the reality of many people who, without realizing it, are being attacked by negative energies released against them by others. Envy, grudge, hatred, or even simple words said in times of anger can generate an invisible force that acts against us, affecting us at deep levels. The most disconcerting thing is that these attacks are not just about people who have declared enemies, but often are those who are closest to us: family members, co-workers, neighbors. Worst of all, these negative energies can manifest in ways that seem inexplicable. Mysterious diseases, insomnia, excessive tiredness, luck loss, financial difficulties, and even the death of pets and plants indoors. You may have wondered countless times because it seems that nothing works out, because things never flow naturally. The answer may be that you are being the target of heavy energies and does not know how to protect yourself. But there is a solution. And it comes from an ancestral source of spiritual wisdom, revealed by one of the most powerful saints in the history of the Church, known for its extraordinary ability to perceive these invisible forces and to help people protect themselves from them. Father Pio, a man of unshakable faith and deep spiritual powers, dedicated his life to protecting those who were at the mercy of negative energies. He taught a simple but extremely effective method, capable of neutralizing these forces and returning everything that was released against you to those who sent you. Now what I will share with you is a powerful ritual that has been passed on by generations, and many of your followers have kept secret for a long time. It does not require you to buy expensive materials or make complicated rituals. Everything you need is right before you, in your own home, and will only demand your intention to restore peace and protection in your life. Imagine that for just a few minutes of your attention and dedication, you can create a spiritual barrier around you, capable of repelling any negative energy that tries to approach. In doing so, you not only restore harmony in your life, but also give back these bad energies to your sender, so that it also faces the consequences of your actions, all without harming anyone, but restoring the balance that was disturbed. At such a crucial moment, where people are increasingly vulnerable to spiritual forces, it's time to act and protect themselves. The ritual I am about to reveal is not black magic. It is not a witchcraft. It's based on a simple spiritual principle that uses one of the most powerful elements God has given us: salt. This common element in our home has a purifying function that can neutralize any evil. Father Pio, in his secret teachings, revealed that salt has the power to absorb negative energies and return them to their point of origin. But for this to happen, it is necessary to follow a specific ritual, step by step, and that is what I will teach you. In this video, you will learn exactly how to perform this ritual using a simple ingredient you already have at home. Best of all, the results begin to manifest in just 24 hours. This is a knowledge that few people have access, but that can transform your life deeply. Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling lighter, more balanced, with the feeling that something powerful was placed around you, blocking all negative influences. Imagine that home fights begin to decrease, that financial problems begin to dissipate, that you begin to feel more energized and protected. This is possible, and I will show you the way. Now, if you are ready to change your life and protect your energy, keep watching until the end. Do not skip any part of this video, as every detail is crucial to the success of the ritual. Now that you have begun to understand the power this ritual can have about your life, tell me, have you felt that something is out of place in your life? Have you noticed inexplicable changes that have no logical explanation? Leave your comment below and share your experiences with us. The community here is ready to listen and help each other, and your words can be the key to someone who is going through something similar. Now that you have understood the importance of spiritual protection and the hidden power of salt, the time has come to reveal the true magic of this ancestral ritual. What you will learn below is not a secret trick or formula, but a simple, efficient practice that has been tested and approved by those seeking a path of inner peace and divine protection. The first step is to gather the necessary materials. Don't worry, nothing complicated or out of reach. Everything you need is in your kitchen or in your closet. Coarse salt, preferably marine, will be the main agent of this purification process. But why salt? Because salt has the property of absorbing dense energies and, when used with intention, can be a spiritual shield that will return any harm that has been sent to you. In addition to salt, you will need a simple white sheet of paper. This roll symbolizes neutrality, purity, and will be the perfect vehicle to transfer your intentions and feelings to the universe. When using paper, you are also creating a transformation point for your internal and external energies. With him, you will write everything you feel that you are hurting your life, health problems, complicated situations at work, people who seem to be blocking your way. In writing this, you will be making room for divine light to restore balance. But beware, before you start, remove the edges from the sheet of paper manually. This may seem like a simple gesture, but it has a deep spiritual meaning. When tearing the edges, you will be symbolically removing barriers and limitations that have prevented your progress. The act of pulling the edges will make you open your way to a new phase of your life, free from the ties of the past. With the prepared paper, the next step is writing. Take the black pen and start writing on paper all that is causing you pain or discomfort. Be honest and clear with yourself. Write the names of people you suspect that are sending heavy energies to you. Write the financial blockages that seem to have no end, the constant discussions with someone dear, or even that constant feeling of discouragement. Put out everything that is hurting you. After writing, bend the paper 3 times. It is no coincidence that we use number 3, a sacred and spiritual number that symbolizes the completeness and completion of cycles. When you fold the paper, always do it out, never inside. This means that you are driving these negative energies away, pushing them away from you. Now, with the folded paper, place it in an airtight plastic bag. This bag will be responsible for sealing and isolating the negative energies you wrote on the paper. Add sea salt to the bag until paper is completely covered. While doing this, visualize salt as a bright white light that will absorb all the darkness of the paper. Each salt grain, with its crystalline structure, will attract and neutralize the heavy energies that are in your life. Repeat the powerful invocation 3 times. Every bad return to its origin, and nothing can affect me by the power of sacred salt. I am protected and freed. Every word you pronounce with faith and conviction will strengthen the protection field around you. Salt is not just a condiment, but a transformative agent that, when used correctly, creates an impenetrable energy barrier. Now add a few drops of water to the salt inside the bag. It is not necessary to soak, just a few drops are enough. Water is the catalyst that activates the power of salt, amplifying its ability to absorb and transmute negative energies. When water comes into contact with salt, something magical happens. Salt begins to dissolve partially, creating a conductive field of energy that enhances its protection. The next step is to seal the bag hermetically. This symbolizes that the negative energies are completely isolated, with no chance of affecting your energy field. When the bag is well closed, you will be creating an energy prison for these negative forces, which will no longer be able to interfere with your life. Now put the bag in the freezer. This may seem strange, but this is where magic really happens. The extreme cold symbolizes the complete immobilization of these energies. The moment you bag the freezer, say with conviction, "I freeze all the evil, and here it will remain until you completely disappear from my life." The freezer has a deep effect on the negative energies. He paralyzes his vibration and prevents them from moving or manifesting. Spiritual tradition teaches that cold is a force that neutralizes negative intentions, causing them to stop in time. Now it is important to leave the bag in the freezer for 7 days. Number 7 is considered a number of transformation and renewal in many spiritual cultures. During this time, negative sack energies begin to lose strength and, more importantly, begin to return to those who sent them. You will be creating a spiritual boomerang that will return everything that has been released against you, so that the natural order of things will be restored. Do not open the freezer during this time. The anxiety of wanting to verify the progress of the ritual can feed negative energy. Simply trust the process and allow magic to happen. Remember, the universe is working in your favor, and the energies are reorganizing according to the divine plane. On the 7th day, remove the bag from the freezer, but do not open it. The bag now contains all the negative energies that have been neutralized. Take the closed bag to a place far from your home, preferably in public waste, in another neighborhood or street. When discarding it, say firmly, "Libero everything that does not belong to me. These energies are far from me and will never return." This is the final moment of the ritual, the closing of the cycle. When performing this last step, you are ensuring that the negative energies have been completely removed from your energy field and that you are ready to move on, free and protected. How do you feel now? After understanding all these steps, have you ever tried a protective ritual like this? Or are you looking for something that really works to restore your peace? Share your impressions in the comments. Also, share if you have any other ritual that helps protect your energy, and we will grow together as a community. I want to hear your story. You have completed the stages of the ritual and sealed the negative energies in your freezer. You might be wondering, what happens now? Well, this is a phase of great transformation, and what you will begin to realize in the coming days can be deeply revealing. The key to this process is the intention and how you connect spiritually with what is happening around you. The power of intention is something that many do not understand completely, but it has the power to shape our reality. All energy, whether positive or negative, begins with an intention. When someone sends a negative energy load toward you, whether by envy, anger, or any other destructive feeling, this energy connects to you, seeking a point of vulnerability to act. Now, by performing this ritual, you are actively defining your intention to protect yourself and restore balance in your life. But the most impressive is the power that this intention has to transform not only its energy field, but also its external reality. In many spiritual traditions, it is believed that what happens on the spiritual plane is reflected in the physical plane. That is, by neutralizing the negative energies spiritually, you are also creating a more favorable environment for your physical, emotional, and even financial well-being. And that, my friend, is just the beginning. As you go through the days after the ritual, you will begin to notice changes in your life. Problems that seemed insoluble begin to solve themselves. Home fights begin to decrease, and family relationships gain a new chance to heal. You can start to feel immediate relief, as if something heavy had been removed from your shoulders. And the most amazing, this starts to happen very quickly. People who were being insensitive to you, or even gossip or intrigue, can start acting differently. The effects of the ritual extend to the areas of your life where you feel the most pressure. For many, One of the most visible and immediate changes occurs in the financial area. Yes, you can start to realize that opportunities begin to appear where there were blockages before. Debts that seemed priceless begin to be solved in unexpected ways, and new sources of income begin to emerge. Most impressive it is that you don't always have to do something to make it happen. The changes will occur in themselves, like a domino effect. And then we come to the most transformative part of this process, the internal renewal cycle. The constant practice of energy protection like this creates a shield that blocks negative external influences, but also strengthens its internal energy. As a result, you have greater mental, emotional, and spiritual clarity. The balance that once seemed distant begins to become a tangible reality. Your thoughts become more focused, your strongest faith, and your ability to deal with the challenges of life becomes increasingly unshakable. However, what happens after making this ritual goes beyond external and internal changes. True transformation happens in your energy. You begin to realize a sense of lightness, as if you have gotten rid of an invisible weight that was blocking your way. Many report that when completing the ritual, something magical happens. Their ways begin to open, the blockages begin to disappear, and suddenly you are more able to achieve your goals. Your financial, health, and relationship goals are beginning to flow more easily, and you begin to feel renewed control over your life. It is not just about protecting yourself from negative energies. By making the decision to perform this ritual and connect with this spiritual practice, you are stating to the universe that you deserve prosperity, peace, and harmony. You are positioning yourself not like a victim, but as someone who has the power to shape your own reality. This is an important aspect of the ritual. It is not about resisting evil, but about restoring the balance and peace that belongs to you by divine right. Over the following days, more changes will begin to emerge. Those stagnant situations, which seem to have no solution, begin to move. The job opportunities, which seemed scarce, arise as by magic. Friendship relationships that were tense begin to restore, and you feel more connected with the people around you. The positive energy you have issued when performing the ritual begins to return to you in the form of concrete blessings and results. Now you may be wondering, and what to do when the effects begin to disappear, or when I feel that something is coming out of balance? The good news is that the protection ritual you just done is not something that needs to be repeated constantly. It creates a lasting protection around it, which can last months. However, of course, whenever you feel the need, you can make a spiritual maintenance, perhaps every significant change in your life, or whenever you feel that you need to restore your balance. Now that you have completed the ritual and are in the process of transformation, it is important to reflect on what you have learned. You may have lived many difficult times, but as you go this way, you set up with impenetrable protection. The most amazing of all this is knowing that you have the power to control your energy, to choose how to react to spiritual attacks, and to turn your life for better from now on. If you are seeing these changes in your life, or are looking forward to making them, share with me in the comments. How did the ritual affect your energy? Are you starting to see the signs of change? Don't be afraid to share your story with us. Here, we are all together in search of peace and protection. And if you felt that this content was useful for you, share this video with others who may need this transformation. Together, we can create a space for growth and spiritual healing. After completing the ritual and going through this phase of energy transformation, it is time to reflect on the real impact it has caused on your life. Now it is not just about a momentary healing process, but a continuous journey of maintaining balance and strengthening your spiritual protection. It is essential to understand that by performing this Padre Pio protection ritual, you are not just getting rid of negative energies, but creating a solid foundation for a more harmonious and prosperous future. You may have already noticed that soon after completing the ritual, a sense of lightness begins to take over your body and mind. The things that seemed difficult to achieve begin to flow more easily. What once seemed blocked begins to be unlocked. This is the effect of restored balance, not only on the spiritual plane, but in all other aspects of your life. And now you are at a crucial point, learning to sustain this balance and continue to follow the path of prosperity and peace. It is important to reinforce that the spiritual protection ritual is not an isolated event, but part of a continuous process of strengthening your energy. From now on, you will be more aware of your own energy vibration and how it can influence your life. Every thought, every word you pronounce, and even the people you connect with affect the energy around you. The key to maintaining energy balance is to constantly take care of your vibration. This means maintaining in a state of gratitude, practicing meditation, maintaining faith, and above all, does not allow negative external influences to unbalance your inner peace. The ritual has already created a shield around it, but it is its responsibility to maintain this strong and alive protection every day. Now the next step is to start rebuilding and create new ways for your life. Many people, after performing the ritual, notice that the doors begin to open. Opportunities begin to emerge where there were only obstacles before. The relationships that were worn out, both at work and at home, begin to transform. This is because when you protect yourself spiritually, you are not just defending your energy, but you are also opening for new possibilities. You are creating a space for good to flow to your life abundantly. And of course, you can also start to feel that there is more energy circulating inside you. The feeling of tiredness, which once seemed constant, begins to disappear. You feel more willing, more focused, and more able to face any challenge that arises in your way. This is because, by eliminating negative energies and restoring balance, you create an environment conducive to positive energy to manifest in your life. The impact of this is not limited to your physical and emotional well-being. This change of energy begins to affect your financial life in an extraordinary way. Many people who have already made this ritual reported a significant change in their financial situation. Debts that seem priceless begin to be resolved, business that were paralyzed begin to prosper, and new job opportunities emerge unexpectedly. This is because when you are spiritually protected, you are aligned with the forces of the universe, and the opportunities that once seemed inaccessible begin to materialize. Abundance begins to flow freely to your life, like a dam that is finally opened. And perhaps the most interesting of all is that these changes happen organically. You don't have to force anything, just trust the process and allow things to happen naturally. Many people also report that after the ritual, they begin to realize changes in the people around them. Those who were once trying to harm them or send negative energies begin to move away. This is because when performing the protective ritual, you not only protect yourself, but it also creates an energy field that drives away those who have negative intentions. The balance you have restored in your life also affects the dynamics around you, creating a more positive and healthy environment. Now that you are living this transformation process, it's time to reflect on what you want to achieve. The ritual of spiritual protection is not an end, but only the beginning of a path of healing and prosperity. As you continue your journey, it is important to remember that power is in your hands. What you will learn over time is that you are able to shape your own reality, to create the life you want, based on what you believe you are possible for yourself. We have reached the last stage of this journey of spiritual protection and energy transformation. You have already followed the ritual with dedication, have already felt the powerful effects, and now, what remains is to consolidate the results and learn to live fully in your new reality, free from negative energies and open to an abundance and harmony life. But what happens after performing this ritual and protecting itself spiritually in such a deep way? The answer lies in the continuous strengthening of your personal energy and alignment with the forces of the universe. When you perform a protective ritual like this, you're not just blocking negative influences, you're also opening a space for good, prosperity, and light to flow in your life. This protection is not just a barrier against evil, but an active creation of well-being in all aspects of your life, in health, finance, relationships, and your life purpose. Now that you have gotten rid of the negative energies that were blocking your way, it's time to advance with confidence. From this moment on, you become the creator of your own reality. The spiritual protection you have activated in your energy field will allow you to make decisions more clearly, more wisdom, and more inner peace. The most beautiful of this process is that you are not just defending your energy, but you are also connecting with your inner power. You begin to realize that situations that once seemed impenetrable now begin to have natural solutions. The challenges of everyday life do not have the same emotional impact they had before. And when you come across new obstacles, instead of feeling powerless, you begin to see the strength within you to face them with balance and resilience. Most surprisingly, you start acting more positively, attracting people with similar energy, creating a circle of light and protection around you. But that's not all. The impact of a ritual like this goes far beyond the personal plane. He begins to affect his energy in the collective, his ability to contribute to other people's welfare. By becoming a more balanced and energetically protected person, you also become a lighthouse for those around you. Their attitudes, their way of thinking and acting become more positive, and this has the power to influence people around them in a beneficial way. You will also notice that as it is spiritually strengthened, financial situations begin to improve. The prosperity blockade you felt before it begins to disappear, and abundance begins to flow toward you. The money, which once seemed scarce, begins to appear unexpectedly, and job opportunities and growth open. This is because, by eliminating heavy energies and keeping your energy field clean, you create a perfect environment for prosperity to manifest in a natural way. Also, by protecting yourself spiritually, you begin to realize that your health also improves. The diseases and malaise that once seemed persistent begin to disappear. Those health problems that doctors could not explain begin to dissipate as you break free from the spiritual charges that were weighing on your body. Your vital energy is strengthened, you feel more willing, and gradually you begin to realize that you are more willing to perform your daily activities. The biggest change, however, occurs within you. When you protect yourself spiritually, you align with divine light, the source of all blessings, and this generates such powerful transformation that it begins to reflect on all areas of your life. You start living with more purpose, more gratitude, and more focus. The feeling that you are in control of your life becomes a reality. You not only protect yourself from negative influences, but it also creates a new and fuller life in every way. Now, when looking at the future, you may ask yourself, what can I do to maintain this balance and continue to grow spiritually? The answer is simple. Keep practicing self-knowledge, keep keeping your energy high, and keep making conscious choices. The spiritual protection you activated will stay strong, but it is always good to make a spiritual checkup regularly by performing small practices that can reinforce the protection field over time. Now that you have learned the importance of spiritual protection, you have the power to shape your life according to your deepest desires. Remember, it all starts with intention, and when you align with the positive energy of the universe, there are no limits to what you can achieve. I would like to know how this spiritual protection journey has impacted your life so far. Have you ever been able to feel any difference in your energy? Have you noticed any sign that change is underway? Leave your comments below and share your experiences with us. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are all together, learning and growing. And if you found this video useful, be sure to share it with friends and family that can also benefit from this spiritual transformation. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to do it right now. I would love to have you with us in our community, where we continue to explore the power of faith, spirituality, and divine protection. Also, If you have a transformation story to tell, share with us in the comments. Your testimony may be the inspiration that someone else needs to take the first step in their own healing and protection journey. Together we can create a space of light and prosperity for everyone.